Welcome to the Two Jerks After Work podcast with RJ and Jeremy.
Setback is a setup for a comeback.
Yeah, that's right. A setback is a setup for a comeback. We're gonna still, whatever. Hey,
Let's do another one.
what?
Another podcast this week at some point.
Okay.
I'll get another chord. Man, I thought I was making our lives easier by eliminating an extra chord, but
Well,
you live and you learn.
live, you learn. I'm gonna try to talk loud so they can hear me. Be like, hey, what's going on, Jeremy? What's up, man? Shit, you know what I was thinking this morning about people in the day did not have anxiety, you know, like prior to 200 years ago, probably before industrial revolutions times, you know, like, well, because I'm anxious sometimes, you know, and I see my kid having it.
Yeah, I have it too. You don't think that they were?
Why would you be? Like, the only thing you got to worry about is going to church.
Oh, well,
I mean, not that ain't the only thing. Obviously, they got, like, disease and all this bad stuff. But, like, in your day-to-day life, if you were a healthy, you know, 1600s settler, you had to worry about, like, raids and stuff like that. But most of the time,
like,
dudes were handling that. You know what I mean? Like,
remember we were talking yesterday about how getting food was the main thing?
yes, that's another thing.
So that would have been a source of anxiety.
Well, we need struggle. And, like, the Mouse Utopia experiment where they, you know, put those rats in there and gave them everything they could ever need and everything, and then they all revolved down to being, like, you know, I don't know. They said they were the pretty ones, so, like, they stopped mating with each other and just stayed in their little own holes and preened themselves. Like, so the society collapsed on itself because nobody was, like, doing it, you know, which is what's happening now. Like, the anxiety that people have today, you know, young people as it is, just because, like, the world's pressures on you is so much different. Like, back in the day, you were just looking for something to eat.
Man, I don't really remember. I feel like we talked about this, but maybe not. I don't really remember the word anxiety until about, I'm going to say 2002. The word anxiety was used, but it wasn't as ubiquitous as it is now.
Good word.
It
You're
fucking
right.
used for everything, and like I don't feel like it was a condition back in the day, and I watched it turn into a condition. I struggled in some pretty crazy situations, dude, and I never thought I'm having an anxiety attack, or I don't know, dude. I feel like the media put that shit in our head. Yes, anxiety is a real thing, and our response to anxiety is a real thing, but I feel like I put too much weight on it. Like, I remember when hardly anybody had anxiety. Now it feels like everybody does.
Well, it's easier to talk about it, and we all got way more time on our hands. You know, like, in that day, you didn't have time. People had to go to work. Like, you got stuff to do. You know what I mean? Like, now we have so many cheap goods because of, like, the way the world economy is and everything. Now we get stuff from China and different places. Everything's cheap and easy. Throw it away. I mean, do you know how much time that you have in the day that we just burn up? That's why I like doing this right here, because we're not just burning up time. Like, it feels like I'm actually doing something,
I know.
kind of. You know? Because, like, otherwise, what are you doing? Watching TV, YouTube clips, playing video games, stuff that's just nothing. Like, you're doing nothing. And we're all happy about it. We're all excited. Like, yep, we're doing nothing.
I saw a dude getting arrested the other day on a computer, and he was like, I have anxiety. And I was like, bro, everybody in that situation is going to have anxiety. Fuck your anxiety. Because it's a fucking stressful situation. How you're feeling when you're getting arrested is anxious. And that's a normal fucking thing. I don't think the cops need to take it easy on you because you think your anxiety is special. And the crazy shit about anxiety is that it's fleeting. It's very fleeting.
What you mean?
The feeling of anxiousness. Like, it
Sometimes
can go away.
Sometimes it doesn't though. Like I've 100% had anxiety attacks before,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I recently have had them.
and it's not good. But I'm trying to point to the cause, you know, kind of in a way. Like, and I get what you're saying too. People used to just ignore that shit, and it was way easier to ignore that shit. I think, right? Like that's, you know, I think that's kind of where you're going, maybe. Also, don't use that anxiety, you know, prognosis to get away with doing a crime. You can't do that.
I don't think it's a mental illness.
I don't think so.
I think it's a normal human response to shit. And I feel like
I can agree to that.
we,
So I
in the
stopped
media,
taking the medicines.
you
sir.
did?
Yeah.
Sweet dude, that's fucking great.
Yeah, it's been a little while now.
That's fucking
But
good.
like, you need to feel shit. Like, you can't just walk around all baseline all day long. You need to be, I'm mad now, and I'm sad now. You know, like, you can't be, you know what I'm saying? Like, it'll help you get an idea of how to act when you know what I mean? In those stressful situations, it can help. You know, because then you're like, oh, I don't got to be a dick right now. You know, but like, once you figure that all out, you need to stop that shit and be like, hey, listen,
Right.
you know what I mean? Like, you need to take responsibility for yourself at some point. You can't, you know what I mean? Oh, I'm sick and I can't help it. Like, no, that's the same thing with dope heads. You know, I'm sick and I can't help it. Okay, like, I hate to be that, you know what I mean? But like, the people that I know will take responsibility for their shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's people out there who don't. You know, they just,
Yeah.
they,
Right.
you know what I mean? Like, it's the same thing with alcohol too. Like, I know alcoholics that take responsibility. They're like, yeah, hell yeah, I drank a lot. Was it good? No. You know what I mean? Like, do I still have to maintain that shit? And like, you know what I mean? Because these people still have maintenance. You know what I mean? Like, they still got to go to clinics and whatever they got to do, but they're not like, you know what I mean? It's not the causation of all their fucking woes. You know, they understood what they were doing. You know, and there's people that don't. And I feel like same thing with the anxiety thing. Like you're saying, like they don't want to take responsibility. Like, yeah, anxiety is a feeling you're gonna feel, especially being arrested.
Yeah. I feel I'm very much used to, in that I used to identify with my fucking maladies. Like, it's weird. Like, if you're, when you're younger and you're trying to figure out who you are, latching on to mental illness as your identity isn't a cool thing. But I had a lot of reasons to be fucking weird around a bunch of people and feel weird. But it's a feeling. You know, depression is a feeling too. But I can't look at that like, yeah, man, it's weird. I couldn't make my depression go away.
Well, only you can help you. And like, I'm figuring that shit out. You know what I mean? Like, ain't no doctor, no pills, nothing like that's gonna fix you. You know what I'm saying? Like, only you can make yourself happy, and only when you're ready. You know what I mean? Like, if you're depressed and shit, be depressed. Have that time. But like, it will end eventually. One way or the other. You'll end up putting the goddamn rope up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude.
Like, that's serious shit. You know, like, when I'm depressed, like, yeah, I'm sad as a motherfucker, but like, I don't know that I'm going that far. You know? Doesn't take anything away from it, clearly. You know what I mean? Like, you still feel like the world's worst human when you're like that. At least that's how I always felt when I was like, I'm depressed. You can't fucking eat. You don't want to sleep. You don't want to do anything. You just want to lay there.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm useless. Not good.
No.
But you can't feel like that. Like you're saying, man, that's a feeling.
Man, I don't like that I don't feel the same every day. Like,
Well-
what is that? What the fuck is that, dude?
Well, that's life. That's the great mystery. You know how you're gonna feel tomorrow. What's Shane Gillis? He's like, you're not hungry right now. You know, like cheeseburger might cut you off in traffic. Whatever cheeseburger you think that is.
Cheeseburger.
Yeah. But like, that's the human condition. That all goes back to the anxiety shit because people are like, you know, we're not worried about eating anymore. We're worried about what we're eating now. And everybody knows that it's dog shit, but we eat it anyway because that's what's there.
I don't understand if everything is going okay in your life, like relatively,
Mm-hmm.
how you can still wake up some mornings and just not be stoked. I don't fucking like that, dude. I feel like when I was a kid, it was easier.
Well, humans want more shit. You know, when you're a kid, you think you have everything. Like, even when I was poor, I was like, everybody has this. You know, like, you think everybody lives like you do.
Yeah.
You know? You're like, same at my house, isn't it? Like, then you find out, like, no, it ain't. You gotta drink milk with spaghetti over there. Like, God damn, hell no, I don't want to go to your house no more.
That's fucking weird.
Yeah, like, the
What's going
dad's
on over
having a
there?
beer, and I'm over here like, can I get a soda? Like, we got sweet tea at my house. You know what I'm saying?
The
Like,
first time you go to a friend's house who drinks milk with spaghetti.
yeah, they're like, spaghetti tonight. You want milk or water? I'm like, I guess milk it is.
I always drink milk when I eat tomato.
I mean, it cuts the acid.
It does.
It-
It makes sense.
you know, but like, you're not allowed to get whatever you want here. At my house, I'm eating whatever. Okay, I'm a white trash child. All right, I get the potato chip bag and eat the whole shit. That's why I was fat, a little fat white trash boy with the mullet.
That's funny.
Yes, crazy people. But yeah, when you're a kid, you don't think about that kind of shit. But life is simpler because you got parents that take care of you. Then once you realize, hey, I gotta take care of my own shit. You ever see that movie In Time? Justin Timberlake.
Oh yeah, dude. I have been wanting to watch that movie again. I like it. I keep seeing clips, and every time I see a clip, I'm like, man, I would like to watch that again. I feel like the concept is really cool.
Well, I mean, it is what it is. You're giving up your time. He's like, coffee was 4 minutes yesterday, or 3 minutes yesterday, and it was 4 minutes. And then he's like, well, you want to reminisce or you want some coffee? You know, like, that's what's happening around us right now. We're like, well, Ritz crackers used to be $2 a box, and now they're $4.50. Like, you want some crackers or not? Like, shit.
But it doesn't shave time off your life.
Not like in the movie, obviously, but like, they're immortal if they can get more time. It's a crazy concept, but a lot of it lines up with like what's going on here.
Bro, days are really getting shorter. The poles are going to shift as they have throughout the history of the Earth. And it's weird that who knows when it's going to happen, but I feel like this is the prelude to it. Like the Earth heating up and natural disasters and all that shit. But when the poles shift, it's going to be like
Noah times.
too crazy for right, exactly. It's gonna be too incomprehensible for fucking humans to imagine.
That's terrifying.
It is terrifying, and it must be so fucking terrifying that it fucking just scares the shit. I mean, obviously it eliminates most of the population, but it just, the ones who are left must just be fucked. So fucked. When they finally come out of a cave, they're just like,
All the more reason for the reset thing. Like, there's been like,
The
civilizations
sun.
from before.
the sun. Yeah, dude. If you think about like the last time it happened and all that it took to get to this, I mean, I feel pretty lucky. be living in the time we live in.
Well, yeah, because we're alive now. We would have been dead, what, like 8 years ago. They're like senior citizens in their time. Senior citizens now is like 70, 65, whatever. They want you to keep working. They're like, nah, you're not a senior citizen yet. Pretty soon it's going to be 75. They're like, well, I got 2 years left after that. Life expectancy is only 77. I think that's for a lady. If you're a dude, it's like 74.
It sucks. It does suck though that this is where we got, and this is what we think was the goal. Right? This is what we got this time. This would go around. This is how the fucking cards landed, and this is what we got. Fucking.
Yeah. It's
But
pretty-
other times,
Or God did it.
Yeah,
Or God did it. That's the only two options.
well, God could have a hand in the whole thing. But other times it could have been werewolves,
Werewolves.
mermen,
Could have been anything.
like Atlantis, dude. The reason why, man, we have these fucking residual memories.
Well, some of it's made up shit though. Like people saw manatees and thought they were mermaids. You know, some of these dudes were just really on a boat for 2 months. You know, scurvied up. Like I saw one. I saw it. You know, but yeah, no, I know what you're saying. Ancient monsters, but like think about dragons and stuff like that. That stuff could have all been real. You know, like leftover stuff. There's mammoths walking the earth at the same time we were, and they found dinosaur tracks next to human footprints somewhere. I forget where. It's like it's in the United States.
Yeah, it's in a riverbed in fucking.
Okay, so if you saw that, you tell your family it was a monster. I would.
Oregon. Yeah, man. If a flying dinosaur, a pterodactyl, like, bro, and we don't know what they look like. Modern humans don't know what they look like. So ancient humans, if they caught a glimpse, yes,
Dude, straight up. What?
what was happening over there, bro?
Kira.
No, I mean earlier at 61.
Oh, I don't know. I don't want to talk about that right now. I'll talk to you about that one later. I have no idea. Maybe I was watching Christina Aguilera, Beautiful.
Maybe we have a podcast audience.
We'll take it.
E-bike is on the way.
E-bike's on the way.
Next Friday, I will ride a bike to the podcast. And then I'll
How
talk
many
about
miles
it.
you get on that thing?
Like 70 or something.
You on charge?
Mhm.
That's sweet though. That's get you here and back.
Bro,
Is it full power? Like you just go? You got a
I
pedal.
think it's pedal assist. I don't know. I'm not sure how it works, but I see dudes doing wheelies on it, so I mean it must have some power. It could get me to DC. Like I could go to.
You want to ride a bike to DC though? Your bike could be gone.
Just, I don't want to. The only thing is, I don't want to drive over that big ass mountain. If DC didn't involve those couple mountains in Frederick,
Oh, I know what
to
you're
get to
talking
Frederick, I would be down, dude.
about. Yeah, that's a highway too. Like when you take it back streets.
Go through Tawny Town, go through Westminster.
Oh my God.
But that's still that's a huge mountain. I thought about, bro, we should fucking go on an adventure. Like I think about the shit all the time.
Where are we going?
Kayak down the Potomac River and stealth camp somewhere.
What? Let's kayak down the river and stealth camp.
Someplace we're not supposed to.
Okay, you're gonna have to amp me up for that, because I don't know about kayaking. Like in the water.
Canoe. We could do a canoe. I have access to a canoe.
Fucking all I can think of is Deliverance right now. I'm sorry.
Canoe?
It's like us two in a boat going, going down the river, and some hillbillies being like, "Hey, y'all not to be down there."
I want to. Originally, I wanted to.
Man, it's not a bad idea.
There's a creek that flows behind my childhood home. The west branch of the Antietam. The east branch is fucking right behind us, and they meet up in Hagerstown. And then once they converge, it flows to the Potomac. And then the Potomac flows to the Chesapeake Bay.
Go the whole way to there.
I would like to do that. I think that would be awesome. I feel like that's the path of least resistance because it's just fucking gravity taking you. I think it's pretty cool that.
But how do we get back? Like, do we have to paddle back, or do we park our car down there?
Yeah, one of us would park down, and then we drive back. We both drive to the.
Gotta get a canoe mount.
Something, dude. It don't even have to
Strap
be
it on the
canoe.
top of the roll up.
These bikes, whatever. I have a tent.
I haven't been camping in forever.
I haven't gone camping in forever, but I've gone camping in some pretty iconic spots.
Not me. It was always like Gettysburg Campground. Never any place wild, except the backyard.
I went to where the Colorado River starts.
Damn,
I thought that would be pretty cool
that is cool.
because it's just like a little trickle of water.
Probably nothing there now, huh? Shit's drying up.
I don't know, man. Well, like it's super high in the mountains, and there's almost always snow pack up there, so that's just melting snowpack.
Man, so you're camping in the snow, rocking a fire, big beard.
No, we're probably up about 10,000 feet, maybe 8,000 feet, and those peaks out there are like 14,000. So, like in June in Denver, when you're facing west, looking at the city of Denver, you can see the Rocky Mountains behind the city, and snow stays on top of them till midsummer. It's pretty wild. The ski resorts close down, but people still hike up. Like the lifts shut down, but people will still hike up.
People are crazy.
Yeah, man.
Man, I was thinking of something I wanted to talk about. There was some old dudes that robbed Kim Kardashian. Did you see this? There's like 10 of them, and they're all like old as shit now. They're like 70, and they broke into her place when she was in France. I guess her and Kanye was staying there. I don't know, but they tied her up, put her in the bathtub, all right, all wearing black and all this, and stole $10 million worth of jewelry out of there. And they all got busted. They can't find the jewelry though. They only got like one necklace back, and they're all like, you know, getting dementia. Like one of the dudes like can't hear anything, and he's like having to write out his responses, and they have to hand him typed responses or typed questions, and then he writes the responses, and then yeah, they're all going like, and I don't know if it's real or not. I'm like, is that old man faking it so we can get out of being in trouble?
Bro, see, remember when we talked about once you reach a certain age,
Yeah, I know.
you should
Those
get a free
dudes,
pass?
they're doing it. They did it. They robbed Kim Kardashian. They robbed her. They tied her up.
I feel
Old
like I
dudes.
remember that.
This was a couple years ago.
Right.
Yeah.
First, let me say, I don't understand who's stealing jewelry. Because if you've ever, like, unless it's just gold or silver.
Yeah, we melted.
Yeah, but if you're stealing diamonds, dude, diamonds are,
Traceable.
no, they're fucking,
Worthless.
yeah. Have you ever tried to take a diamond ring to the pawn shop?
Mhm.
They don't want it. They don't care. The only person who wants a fucking diamond ring is the person you bought it for. Like that jewelry that rappers wear, if you steal it, like first of all, the rapper is who wanted that shit. If you steal it, yeah, it's noticeable. Like it's probably a one-of-a-kind piece. You have to sell it to another criminal.
Yeah.
And then
There was
this-
dudes in Philly doing that. Like, there's a diamond district, and those dudes down there were buying them. People were stealing them, they were buying them. These dudes used to just go up into a jewelry store, say, "Let me see all your finest diamonds," and then just grab it and run away.
I guess if you take the diamonds out of the settings and then resell them,
Yeah, but
I
that
don't
seems
know.
like a lot of work.
I don't know.
Especially to split up between 10 dudes. What are we getting? 2 million each? Or no? Is that right? No, 1 million each. I can't do math. But 1 million each sounds pretty good though, right? But okay, then you gotta fence it to your criminal friend who probably ain't gonna give you the $1 million. That's a big ass number probably. They're probably gonna give you less. So each of us are gonna get like $250,000. Let's be, underestimate. Which still, that's pretty good for like 20 minutes worth of tying up a celebrity. I mean, traumatic to her. You're like, shit. And they're old. That's the best part of all that. They're old ass men. And if you look at them, they all look like grandpas. And the one dude has dementia. Somebody can't see, somebody can't hear.
Are they French?
I guess, yeah. I didn't look that deep into it.
That's fine.
But like some old French dudes robbed her. Thought that was amazing.
Yeah, man, that's fucking awesome. I don't know anything about them, but my daughters watch it.
What? The
Kardashians.
Kardashians?
The Kardashians.
What's that show called?
Keeping up with the
Yeah,
Kardashians.
that's it. Forgot. I never watched it before. Only ever saw clips because they're showing her butt, like most of the time. Just what that show is, just showing your ass, I guess. Like they already know, you know what I mean?
Well, I wanted to steer the conversation back to what we were talking about yesterday, and
What were we talking about yesterday?
again, nerding out on one thing.
Oh yeah.
And I do like the podcast because it makes me think. Like, it just makes me conscious throughout the week. And, yeah, it's helping me figure out who I am as a middle-aged bartender.
Yep.
But yesterday I was like, I don't know what it's like to fucking just be so obsessed or nerd out on one thing that it loses its magic. And by loses its magic, I mean like it's just like you suck the life out of something because you're so into it.
To other people or to yourself?
To others.
To other people. That's what makes you the nerd. Yeah, the obsession.
But I am that way about, but it's not my whole life. Like, it's just one facet of who I am. Like, my hip hop knowledge, my old school hip hop knowledge and underground hip hop knowledge is, there's no reason for it.
Mm-hmm.
Half the music I listen to is probably rap, but the other half is not. So I just have all this useless rap facts in my head. And music in general, that is my, and I realized it my whole life that others weren't into the shit like I was. Like, why can't I find a friend who likes the same things I do? Yeah, it's weird.
Well, it's obsession is one thing, but being being into something is another. You know what I mean? Like there's dudes that do with everything, anything. Pick a thing. There's a dude that's like, oh, I love that. Even feet. You know what I mean? People like a feet finder and shit. Like obsession is everywhere. Imagine being a foot nerd, though.
No. No.
No, thank you. Look at
Constantly,
that one.
dang, dude, to just be like fucked off by feet
Every
Like,
day,
All of
yeah.
a sudden,
I
you
mean,
just
it's
like
the same shit. It's no different than D&D. It's all the same. You're not doing anything. Your friends and you are just hanging out like, that's what I was talking about earlier. Like, we are just like so much free time on our hands that we could literally do that. We have time to scroll feet and roll 20-side dice same time. That dude is looking at feet probably later. But he's not a nerd about that. He's a nerd about D&D, whatever that is. Obsession. Like you've got to be the dungeon master every time. Maybe you're obsessed with that. Your friends just like to play it, taking that shit too far.
Too far. Have you ever taken anything too far?
I don't know, man. I don't think so.
Drugs.
Yeah.
Back in the day, absolutely, dude. I was thinking if I'm an expert on anything, it's probably some obscure genre of music, and maybe not substances, but using substances to run away from my problems, or like hide or whatever. I'm an expert at that. I can fucking break it down for you. I'm not proud of that, but I spent so much of my time fucked off.
Yep.
And maybe not so much anymore, because that is like decades ago.
Yeah, well, you live, you learn. You know what I'm saying? Don't run away from the problem. Whatever that is that you're doing, we're just covering it up. And I think about that all the time. Like, you want to fix your problem and not have the anxiety, the depression, all that kind of shit. You got to fix the problems in front of you. People let too much stuff pile up in front of them. You know what I mean? Like, you got to do one thing at a time.
Yeah.
Instead of like, oh, I'll just drink beer now.
You said it, bro. One thing at a time, because it's physically impossible to deal with anything more. Two things at once.
Yeah.
But it is easy to let shit compound, like fucking rent, fucking all this other bullshit, and now just everything sucks.
Yeah, that's how it goes down. But if you start doing one thing at a time, you know what I mean? And that's easy for me to say, because I ain't doing one thing at a time. I'm a procrastinator really bad.
But it runs through my head constantly. Just fucking focus on one thing. It's weird. It's weird how one day the same set of fucking problems will affect me differently than another day. And that's what I meant about why can't I feel the same every day? Like, my problems from day to day aren't really changing, and the severity of them is fucking not. Nothing's happening. It's just my perception. But I'll tell you what. Friday mornings, I'm almost always stoked.
Yeah, because it's good for you. It's good for you. Like I said, we're doing something here.
Yeah.
You know,
Church.
yeah, kind of. It's a good meeting once a week. Just talking. That's what I like about it. I don't have to stop, like, because if we're working, you know what I mean? Like, big ups to Dustin for the open.
Thanks, dude.
Yeah,
Jeez.
thanks, man. What time is it?
It's only 10:20.
Okay, good. But he's probably almost done by now. So shout out for that. But yeah, not having to walk away from being like, hey, did you hear about this thing? And then I walk away for 20 minutes or whatever, which is
I know.
fine, because, you know, that gives us time to think of a response. But like,
Right, we can't have no real conversation.
yeah, exactly. So that's why it's good.
It is good to fellowship with brethren. Like, the church people are onto something
100%.
with that. It's unfortunate that so many people have died in the name of religion, but church people are onto something.
People did that though. You know what I mean? Like corruption. Corruption is what you know what I'm saying? Like, church is good. Like I said, I'm an atheist, but I'm not going to sit here and tell you that church isn't good. Now, there's some churches that might be better than others. You know, some that don't tell you to wear strange robes and do weird things with your family and stuff like that. You know, but like
Strange robes.
I don't know. Like,
We're the church of strange robes.
yeah, well, each one's different. I don't want to I don't want to like pull out anyone specific. So they each have their own different robes, different
Some have
different garments,
crazy hats.
lots of hats, for sure. It means you're someone. So like that hat can corrupt you.
Come on, really tall.